Hi guys, I'm just going to go over some of the basic settings for the Repetier Host, specifically for the Rapide Lite 200 3D printer. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is the printer shape here. And I define my printer shape as maximum for X is 183, maximum for Y 198, and the maximum height at 190 for the Z-axis. And I'll show you how I got that. This being 0 and this being the x-axis here, and this is the y, I hit this button here, which is going to drive the motor all the way till this point, to the left point, as far as it'll go till it hits the stop switch for the extruder. This extruder runs into the stop switch and it'll stop right there, and that's going to set this. I don't have the printer connected right now, but it's going to say 0 here. And then if I move this button here all the way to this edge, and when you're setting up, be careful because you don't know your maximum print area yet, so it's not defined in here. And even though there's a stop switch over there, in my case it tried to keep going when I said like, go to 190, but it couldn't. It could only go 183. So just be careful that once you get around 180, start moving in like 1mm increments instead of 5 or whatever, or 10. So I did that for each axis. I just moved it manually as far as I could get it, and then it said 183, which is right on the right hitting the other stop switch. So that's how I got it for all three axes: 183, 198, and 190. So this dot here represents my point of origin. So this is where the extruder is going to go. Like for example, when I hit this home button, it's going to try to go 0, 0, 0. Well, this is where I've defined in the settings where 0, 0, 0 is. I could change that. For example, if I split these numbers here, minus 91.5, so that's half 183, and I put my max at 91.5, and all the way to left, minus 91.5, and then the same for the y, is minus 99, and 99, minus 99, and okay. Now I moved my origin to the middle, and actually I moved my object down, but because this actually, I'm in manual control and this has already been sliced, it's not in my move this object, which is a different object I had in here. But if I show you, if I went to center object, now it's going to go back in the middle. So I just moved the point of origin there. So I prefer mine to be how it was there in the left front corner. Where you can change that around however you like. So that's the main thing, one of the main things here in the printer settings. There's not much to note here in the advanced tab. Extruder, I got these numbers off of a forum, and I'll put that link below. I also got all my slicer settings off forum, and so you guys can check that out if you want. So I'm not going to go over those in too much detail. I'll just go over a couple of things. This has to do with how fast your manual speed is for your extruder. So for example, manual control, when I move my Z-axis with these two buttons, if I say go down or up, whatever, it's going to go at this speed, 100 millimeters per minute. So if I change this to 5,000, it's going to go like much faster. But this is mainly to do with, I believe only to do with your manual control. The slicer uses its own settings for the speed. It doesn't go off of this. This is the park position here. So when I set it to go when it's finished with the job, park the Z-axis at 25 millimeters. So that's just going to raise it off the bed when it's done printing. So for example, like it's useful when this calibration ring that I developed, I'll be posting this to Thingiverse shortly. But this ring here, it's one layer only, but it's going to help determine if your bed is calibrated or not, depending, if you got a good layer put down all the way around. I'm not going to go too much into that because I'm going to make a whole different video on calibration. So but since it's only one layer, like when I had it set up not to go raise, when I got done with the job, I just left the extruder right down there at pretty much 0. So I have it raised to 25. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I can show you, I've got another video on this, just to show you these pages. I've seen this one, seen that one. I've gone through all these pages. So that's pretty much it for the printer settings. Now the other main setting is going to be the slicer settings. And the thing to note here is there's actually 3 different settings here. You got your print setting, printer settings, and your extruder settings. And when you go in to configure those settings, you have to save them separately. So what I mean is, so here's the printer setting, filament setting, printer setting. So printer, print, filament. Okay. So if I go to printer setting and I click save, and then I call this PLA first print. So I hit OK. So I've saved all the printer setting there, and go into here, and here it is, PLA first print. If I go to print setting, it's not there. I go to filament setting, it's not there. So it's just right in here, PLA first print. So when you're configuring this, you can either go off what I have in here, which I believe is pretty much all the same as it's in the forum, so you can click that link, go through there. Not sure which one will be faster for you, but so I'm just going to go through these kind of fast. The spiral vase, this one's interesting. I haven't tried it out, but I did watch another video about this topic, which was Cura had this option and Slicer didn't yet, and then they added it. But basically, if you have like a vase, instead of going layer by layer, building up the vase, it's going to do it more in like a spiral fashion, which is going to give you a nicer finish on your vase. So we're putting a vase, just want to point this feature out. And then you get your infill here. You can change your what kind of infill you want. And just to note, like, you can preview, this is only one layer, so it's no infill, but you can preview, different styles of infill here. Let me load an object just so you guys can see one with more layers. This whistle is, okay, now I have to delete. Let me see. This whistle is a good one for a test print too, because if your settings aren't just right and and if your bed isn't perfectly level, this whistle is not going to work. It's not going to make any noise. But if you got it all set up right, it will work. I got this off Thingiverse, but you can. So if I got here show layer range, and I'm going to preview after I sliced it. It's going to show. I'll zoom in a little bit. It's going to show all these different layers, and this is our infill, how it's filling it up. So if you change the infill here, and you can see what it would look like in this preview selection. So that's that. The speed. Okay, speed. Okay. So I'll make sure I got it. So you guys were copying off here. You can see the whole window. Okay. And then skirt and brim. So this skirt is going to be this right here. So I have just one layer set up for mine. And you can change your distance from object. This is one setting that I did change from the forum. And the brim, I believe, is more like if you want it, like right, yeah, that's what a brim is, if you want it attached to the object. So if this was maybe like, let's say like a ball or something, and I wanted to have like more of a base on it, I can install a brim, which is going to be attached to this object and kind of holding it down to the bed better. So that's the brim. Support material, nothing in the notes. Output options, multiple extruders. This ooze prevention is kind of cool. Too bad they don't. I was reading about it. Like, they have a manual on this, and it talks about ooze prevention and a way to, one of the settings in here to prevent it. They must have taken it out because I searched all over and they no longer have that setting. They only have ooze prevention for dual extruders. But so that's that. If you hover here, it kind of talks about it, but it basically says that it's going to drop the temperature of the inactive extruder so it doesn't miss built out filament. And then advanced tab here. So that's the print settings. So your filament settings. Yeah, cooling settings here. I might have changed these cooling settings a little from the forum too. Not sure. I gotta, let's see, cooling. Remember, it's not gonna. Okay, so it's not gonna cool for the first 6 layers. So that's so filament has more of a chance to stick to the heat bed. It doesn't cool too fast. And then some printer settings. Here's my bed size. You gotta transfer this over. We already set it in our printer settings, but you gotta also set it in here because this is a separate program. And then I don't think I had to change anything in here. And then nozzle diameter is 0.4. So it's all for the slicer settings. That's pretty much it. I try to raise the Z-axis before I start the print, just so I can take the tweezers and try to get off a little bit of filament before the nozzle hits the print bed, or starts putting down filament. These settings here are to turn on and off. Like when you're in manual, you can turn on and off your extruder, your bed temperature, your fan. One thing to note about the bed temperature is when you go to start a print and it's going to start to heat up, it's going to actually, if you could come to this screen here when you hit start print, and you can see it start to heat up. It heats up very fast. And I'm not sure that it actually gets to the temperature it says it is on the aluminum on the top as it actually is. So what I mean is, like, the temperature, wherever it's reading the temperature might be that temperature, but on the top of the bed it could be cooler. So I like to, when I open the program, I'm getting ready, I like to go ahead and turn on the bed temperature to give it a couple minutes to warm up. And then when I come into the print, it's going to start to print faster because now it doesn't have to warm up the bed, it's already warmed up. So that's just a little information there. These are all manual controls. This is for your filament manual feed. It's a little tricky the first time you try to feed the filament, unless you get really lucky, but this is how you move the filament. You just gotta be patient with it, and it'll go eventually. Just a note on that, try not to tighten it too much. Go as loose as possible until you get it going, and then kind of leave it. You don't want it too tight, so because if it's too tight, it's going to be hard to get it primed in there, and it can also, once you get it in there, it could also not be good. So if you hear a lot of clicking when you're doing it, there's nothing necessarily wrong with your printer or anything. It's just it's not grabbing onto the filament very good. So that's what that is. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and that's all for this tutorial. Have a good day. Bye.